Okay, today we are going to do geometric series. An indicated sum of the terms of a geometric sequence, meaning if you add up all the terms of a geometric sequence, you get a geometric series. The formula for a geometric series, I'm going to write it below. It is given to you on your reference sheet. Sn equals A1 times 1 minus r to the nth power, that is n is in parentheses, over 1 minus r. Let's practice using the formula. It says find the sum of the first n terms of the geometric series. So this one wants the sum of the first 12 terms. So you'll take the first term, it says, so 1, then 1 minus r, so 1 minus 2 to the nth power, 2 to the 12th, divided by 1 minus 2. When you're typing, please type very, very carefully in your calculator. When you type it in, you get 4,095. You will probably be better if you type the 2 to the 12th power first in your calculator. Do 1 minus that, times 1, divided by -1. Let's look at the next one here. I am going to start it. You will finish it. So it says the third term is 0.4, r is a 2. So to get from one term to the next, what I have to do is multiply by 2. So to go backwards to the previous term, I'm going to divide by 2. So 0.4 divided by 2 is 0.2. 0.2 divided by 2 is 0.1. Now that I have the first term, I can use the formula. So you guys go ahead and use the S formula for this one. Looking at our next one here, I am going to have you guys try this one, but I will do this last one here because that's a little bit more difficult. To use that formula, we do need to know our R value. So to figure that out, we are going back to our formula from yesterday, which is AN equals A1 R to the n minus 1. So AN, in this case A5, which is 324, will equal my first term times my R, which I don't know, to the n minus 1 power, well, to the 4th power. A1 is 5, that's why I put the 5 there. To solve for R, I'm going to first divide by 5. So I get R to the 4th equals 324 over 5. And then I take the 4th root, which you can in your calculator by just hitting 4, and then math, arrow down to the X root button, and then you will type afterwards 324 over 5. And when you do that, you get somewhere about 2.83-ish. Now that you have your R value, you can use your sum formula. Sum of the first 9 terms is going to equal A1, so 5, times 1 minus 2.83 to the 9th over 1 minus 2.83. And then when you type it in, in your calculator, you'll get S9 is about 32,420. Next piece should be pretty easy. This says write each sum as a series, find the sum of the series. So this says 3 plus your sigma notation. With the 3 plus, you're going to start by just writing 3 plus. And then it says n goes from 1 to 5, so you're going to plug in the numbers 1 through 5 in for the n and add them up. So it's going to be 3 times 2 to the first plus 3 times 2 squared plus 3 times 3 cubed plus 3 times 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Lost track of what I was doing there. It's 3 times 2 to the first, 3 times 2 squared, 3 times, I can't seem to erase it right now. There. Okay, so I can't erase for some reason, but it will be 3 times 2 cubed, 3 times 2 to the 4th, and 3 times 2 to the 5th. So we'll have 3 plus 6 plus 3 times 4 is 12, plus, that's 2 cubed. 8 times 3 is 24, plus, that's a 2 to the 4th. So that's going to be 48. And then the last one is going to be 96. And when you add that all up, you get 189. I'm going to ask you guys to try this one right there. Now let's look at these last two problems together. Find the sum of the first 6 terms. Well, sum of the first 6 terms is going to be A1, so 1 times 1 minus r, so 1 minus my r value, take the second term and divide by the first term, so it's a radical 3. So 1 minus radical 3 to the 6th power over 1 minus radical 3. When you take 1 minus radical 3 to the 6th power times the 1 in front, you get negative 26. And the denominator is 1 minus radical 3. Okay, review time here. What's wrong with my final answer? Hopefully you're saying it's the fact that there's a 1 minus radical 3 in the denominator, and you're going to need to rationalize by multiplying by the conjugate, which is 1 plus radical 3. When I multiply the numerator by 1 plus radical 3, I get negative 26 minus 26 radical 3. In the denominator I FOIL, 1 times 1 is 1, plus radical 3 minus radical 3 minus 3. So I'll have negative 26 minus 26 radical 3 in the numerator. In the denominator, the radical 3's cancel, so I have 1 minus 3, which is a negative 2. Negative 2 goes into 26, 26 and 2. So my final answer is going to be 13 plus 13 radical 3. And finally, one more problem here. It says a group of students are participating in a math contest. Students receive a point for the first answer, 2 for the second, 4 for the third, and so forth. What is the score of an answer who scores 10 correctly? Well, maybe you like to list it, because a lot of people do. So they scored 1 point for the first, then 2, then 4. We'll look at the pattern. All right? You're multiplying by 2 to get from one term to the next. Okay? So the next one's going to be 8, and then 16, and then 32, and then 64, and then 128, and then 8, 16, 256. Let me see what I'm up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 256 times 2, let's see, is going to be 12, 5, 10, 11, and then for 512. If you want to, you can add them all up and you get 1023. So that's how many points they would get if they scored 10 correctly. At this point, you can try the skipped problems.